Hey man, good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's been a while, hasn't it? What have you been up to? Oh wow, cool. Yeah, I've just been working on my business. Trying to push the business forward. Well, I mean, you know my business, right? Wait a minute, you know the business I've been in for what, 3 years now? The business I talk about all the time. We get together every time we go out for beer. I talk about my business. What's wrong with you? I mean, please, for the love of God, tell me you're referring customers to me that I need. You're not referring anybody to me? You didn't know I did this stuff? What? Now, most people think that their friends, their family members, the people that really like their business will really help their business a lot. That they'll send their friends and their family to come to you so that they can support you and you can support them, and it can be a whole happy, supportive little community. What many business owners don't realize is that other people in the world, although they may care about you, although they may want you to succeed, many times they don't really understand what you do. And if you sit down with them and try to explain everything to them at one go, they're not going to really remember any of it. So you need to find a way of marketing and explaining your business that in small little snippets will tell people about your business. And you need something that's kind of repetitive. So, once a week or twice a week, you can kind of just talk to them in a way that reminds them what you do, all the little services that you have, all the specials that you have. Maybe you have a lot of product on hand that you want to get rid of. You need an easy way to communicate to people. One of the best ways to have this communication is email marketing. You may hear of email newsletters or email blasts. This is where you have the email addresses of your friends, your family, the fans of your business, anybody that's given you their email address. And you send out a little advertisement to them, just kind of reminding them that you exist. This can be very, very, very helpful because I know in my business, my friends and family, they don't really understand what we do. When we did computer repair, they didn't really understand that we did laptop repair and data recovery and this and that and the other. And they would actually refer people off to places like Geek Squad because they were uncomfortable, because they were like, well, we're not sure if Eli does it, so we'll just tell our friends to go to Geek Squad. Well, that's hundreds and at the end of the day, thousands of dollars that just disappeared into nothingness because, like I say, my friends and family they felt uncomfortable sending customers to me if they were not sure if I did exactly what that person needed. Also, with even fans of the business, people forget about you after a while. Even if they love you, they adore you, they want you to succeed, they're happy with the price, they're happy with the service and the product. Over time, they may just kind of forget that you exist, if it's been 6 months or a year, and so when they need your product or service again, they just pick up the phone and they call the first thing that comes to their mind, which is usually one of these national brands. So by using email marketing, we can go in and just, like I say, once a week, we can send a message out to all the people that care about our business and just remind them that we exist. Now, this class is going to talk about using email services from hosted providers. Companies like Constant Contact that you may have heard of. You can go to www.constantcontact.com, or a company called iContact. There are a lot of companies that have software that will very easily send out these email blasts or newsletters for you. The reason is at this time in the game, if you're watching this video, you're not ready to send out emails from your own server, from some little piece of software that actually resides on your computer or on a server on your network. The reason is with all the issues with spam nowadays, if you don't do everything quite right when you send out these email blasts, you can get onto blacklists, spam blacklists. And if this happens, then no email that you send out of your building will actually get to its recipient, because it'll see that it's coming from the building that had spam going out of it, and so your email will then be labeled as spam entirely. So if you don't use one of these hosted services and you do something wrong, you really do run the risk of just causing a nightmare where your network is considered a spammer network, and then none of your email is going to go out. Also, if you don't have the right type of internet plan, when you do send emails out, it's going to automatically be considered spam by all the spam filters. So you don't even get to the point of being on somebody's blacklist. They already assume you are on the blacklist, and then you're not getting to your customers. And when you're sending out emails to lots of people, you want your best return on investment. And if half your emails automatically get labeled as spam before they even get to somebody's mailbox, that's no good at all. By using companies like Constant Contact or iContact or any of the others, you get away from this whole spam issue. So much more of the emails that you send out will actually get into the inboxes of the people you're sending your email message to. Now, when you're using these hosted solutions, these email services, there's a couple of warnings that I've got to give you, because they are a lot more strict with this than even I realized a few weeks ago. The first thing is that you have to remember that these people who send out, these companies that send out these massive email campaigns, at any point in time, the companies, the anti-spam companies, can basically destroy their business. As soon as one of these anti-spam companies decides to put either Constant Contact or iContact into their blacklist, then basically Constant Contact and iContact go out of business. They go bankrupt. Because as soon as their emails get seen to be spam, the anti-spam filters will then filter it all out, and then none of their emails will get to anybody. So companies like Constant Contact and iContact really have to be very, very careful to make sure that the emails that get sent out from them are not spam. So that brings us to the first warning. When you use one of these companies, they don't want you just ransacking your Outlook address book and grabbing every address in there. Because if you do that, you're going to have a lot of addresses, let's say, that go to info at, go to contact at, go to business emails where you will get labeled as spam. So if you, contact at bankofamerica.com, if you send an email to that, they're going to automatically just label you as spam. And that's a bad thing. So these companies, they don't want you to upload a lot of crap email into the system. They'll allow you to load some because they know you're human, but they don't want to see like emails for Craigslist or email that obviously nobody wants to get email at. They're very strict on how much spam they're willing to send out. So their limit is you're only allowed to have one message get put into the spam bin for every 1,000 emails you send out. So if you send out 1,000 emails, they are only comfortable if one of those emails gets labeled as spam. So if you have 2 emails labeled as spam, that's a bad thing, and that can get your account disabled. They will disable your account. I had my account disabled, and then I had to get on the phone with them and spend 45 minutes just going through the normal administrative nightmare to get it cleaned up because I didn't understand some of these things. When they say they can disable your account at any time, they can, and they will. They also don't want you using their contact software to clean up your database. So you'll notice when you upload your contacts into Constant Contact, that it takes a lot of time to upload those contacts into Constant Contact. It can take up to 10 minutes. If you know anything about computers, this process should only take 30 seconds. The reason is because they are actually running a little spam filter on the contacts that you're processing up, and they're kind of giving you a little scorecard about how much crap email they think you're uploading into their system. They don't want you using their system to clean out your email addresses. So if you think, oh, I'm going to just upload these 2,000 emails into the system, and then I will use their system and go in and delete out the emails I don't want to send to people. Don't do that. That's not a good thing. Clean out all of your email addresses first. Have a pretty clean list when you send it up to their servers, and you'll make everybody happy. So the first thing that you need before you can send out your mass emails is emails. So you need a lot of emails, or at least more than 3 or 4 or 5. So you're thinking, how do you get the email addresses so that you can send people, your emails? One of the best ways is if you already have some kind of contact management system, you can get the emails out of that. Like with my business, we had a ticketing system, a service ticketing system, and whenever anybody dropped off a computer, one of the things we asked for was their email address. So they willingly gave us the email address, and I could go into that little ticketing system and export all of those email addresses. So from doing that, I got about 1,000 email addresses that I could then upload into Constant Contact that I'm using. Depending on how lucky you're feeling, there is software out there that you can use to do what you're not supposed to do, which is go into Outlook and ransack all the email addresses out of Outlook. There are add-ins out there. They normally cost about $30, and they will go through Outlook and they will grab all the email addresses and the reply to, the send to, the carbon copy, all of that, and deposit that in a nice little list for you. You can use something like that. Again, you have to be very careful, and if you do this, you have to make sure you clean out that list really well before you send it up to a company like Constant Contact, because if you do this, they may end up kind of shutting down your account, and that's not a good thing. So if you use something that goes through Outlook and ransacks all the email addresses, go through and clean it up very well and make sure that there's not a lot of garbage email addresses in there. Again, Craigslist, customer support at bankofamerica.com, any of that, make sure that's just not in there. The next thing you can do is you already have contacts, most likely in Outlook or Gmail. These are contacts that you already have and that should already want email from you. You can export those out of, again, Outlook or Gmail or Yahoo Mail or whatever contact system you're using, and you can import those up into Constant Contact or iContact. Again, if you do this, go through, because you might have some junk emails in there, and just make sure you have a pretty clean list. The best way to get emails, of course, is to have people actually sign up for the emails. So all these companies, Constant Contact, iContact, they allow you to put a little button on your website that allows people to sign up for your newsletter. So they can literally just click on that little button, they can put in their email address, and then their email address is automatically dumped into your contact system. This is the best way of getting email addresses, because then the company knows that these people really want emails. They actually do really want emails. There's not a big chance of anybody getting any spam problems on this. So creating very nice looking emails using Constant Contact or a company like that, it is very easy to do. They have a nice little setup where you just go through, you point, you click, and you just create an email. It's easiest if I actually show it to you, I demonstrate it to you. So why don't we take a look at Constant Contact and I can show you how to create an email.
So creating emails with Constant Contact is a very easy thing. Once you've logged into the system, you just go to the Emails tab and Create. You then plug in what you want your email to be named, and you click Next. Constant Contact then has lots and lots and lots of templates that you can use to make your newsletter pretty. So as you can see here, they have colorful ones with little pictures, and different colorful ones with pictures, more colorful ones with pictures. They've got lots and lots of templates. So all you do is you select whichever template looks good to you. You then are able to put in what settings you want. So you can put in what subject you want it to say, what do you want the subject to be, the from name, so who you want it to be from. You can actually have multiple email addresses in the system, so depending on what type of newsletter you're sending out, you may want a different from email address and a different reply email address. So for me, the from email address is eli@thecomputerguy.com, and I may say I want the reply email address to be help. So let's say my assistant uses help@eli@thecomputerguy.com. If somebody replies to the mass email that I send out, it will go to her instead of me. There's a permission reminder. This is just a one setting that you can put on there, and there's different little checkboxes. Do you want to forward email? Checkbox. Do you want to subscribe me? Checkbox. You then do next. Now that you've done all that, it's just a pretty simple process of editing this template. So right here you can see it automatically puts my logo in. If I wanted to change that, I click this little edit button right here. Edit this block. Yep. And now that I'm in this block to edit it, I can put, I don't know, every man IT. So if I want that there, I now just put that little everyman IT. And so that's all you do is you click the little edit button, you edit whatever you want, then you click save. And that's really all there is to it. Once you've edited all these different blocks and made them look how you want, you then go to save and continue. It asks you what contact list you want to use for this email. So you can create multiple contact lists. I just have one big all. So I would click all. I would click next yet again. And then this allows you to either save the email as a draft, so you don't want to send it yet. You can send it now. Send now isn't quite right. It'll send it within an hour. Or you can schedule it. So if you want to create this email right now, but you don't want to send it out until, let's say, tomorrow morning, you could then schedule it for tomorrow morning. Or if this was a special or a sale that you were advertising, you could schedule this to be emailed, I don't know, a couple of days before that sale. So you can schedule when the email goes out. And then you just click finish, and then whatever you've selected, that's what will happen. So that's a basic overview of how easy it is to create emails with Constant Contact. Like I say, it'll take you a bit of playing around to do it. I mean, it's actually doing it obviously is a little more difficult than what I showed you, but this goes to show you, I mean, anybody can do this. It's not a highly technical thing to create emails with Constant Contact.
So I've shown you how to create an email now. Well, one of the really nice things with Constant Contact and why I use it is it has a lot of reporting features. So it'll tell you how many people an email was sent to, how many people actually opened up that email, how many people clicked on what links inside of that email, and a number of other things. So let's go in and look at the Constant Contact reports, and I can show you some of the things that I find very, very useful.
So this is a basic report that Constant Contact creates about the one of the emails that I've sent out. So I sent out one of my emails. As we can see here, the email went to 1,008 people. Out of that, it was a bounce rate of 2.9% or 29 total people. Basically, the email didn't reach them for some reason. Either the email address didn't exist, it was hit by a spam filter, etc. Right here, we see the spam report. This is what I told you about. What they don't want to see is you're only supposed to have one spam per 1,000 emails sent. I messed up here. I had 2 spam. So 2 people thought I was complete spam. Opt out. This is within the email itself. When you get a newsletter, you can say, I don't want to receive these newsletters anymore. So 13 people opted out. They say, I don't want to receive any of these newsletters. Opens. This actually shows how many people opened the email and read it. So 127 people out of 1,008. So 13% so far actually opened the email up and read it. clicks, this shows you how many people clicked on something and went to a site that you suggested in your email. So if you have links in your email to your site or to other people's site, this shows you the total number of people who clicked through and went somewhere. Now here is forwards. Within Constant Contact emails, there is a link to forward your email to somebody else. So if somebody got an email and they thought it was really special and cool, they could forward it to somebody else, and this would show if somebody had forwarded it. Now here is the click-through stats. These show all the different links that I have on this particular email, and then it shows how many people clicked through to these links. So as you can see, I have charmcitynetworks.com. Nobody clicked that link. 2 people clicked everymanit.com in lowercase. 2 people clicked this different link. So there's 2 different links to everymanit on here. Nobody clicked a link to marylandtex.com. 6 people clicked the link to newegg.com. And then this was an email about a very cheap television that I thought people might want to buy, and there was a link to that specific television, and so 4 people clicked through to go to that television. These click-through statistics do 2 very important things for you. One, if you're only talking about yourself or your own products, you can see how many people actually go to your website or to the products that you're suggesting. The other thing that you can do with this is if you have some kind of advertising relationship with other companies, like I have a referral relationship with Charm City Networks and Maryland Tex. They pay me a little bit of money for referrals that are sent to them. So here I can see if I sent anybody to these companies. So if you have mutual business arrangements with other companies, say they offer products or services that you don't offer but your customers might like, you can talk about them in your email, and if your customers click through to their sites, you may be able to get some type of referral fee for that. So that's a very nice thing with the click-through stats, and something that you can think about in ways to make money that you may not have thought about before. So this is a very basic overview of Constant Contact reports. It shows you how many people an email got sent to, the bounces, how many people, how many bad emails were there, the spam reports, how many people opted out, they don't want to get emails anymore, how many opens, how many clicks, how many forwards, and then the click-through statistics. This shows how many people clicked what links on your email. The last thing that's very nice is all of these numbers are links, and so you can actually click on, let's say this opens. We can see here what email addresses actually opened up the emails and when they open it up. So mailbox at olive360.com, they opened the email at 4:10 p.m. So I can actually see what time they opened the email. This is a lot of the really nice mechanisms, so you can see how your customers are using your emails.
So that was a class on your introduction to email marketing. I've shown you a lot of things here using Constant Contact. Like I say, at this point in time, unless you're a techie person, unless you understand computers and how the internet works, you are much better off simply paying for some service. With Constant Contact, you pay, I think, $30 per month to be able to send out emails to 2,500 people. You can send as many emails as you want. You could send 50 a day. You'd probably be on a spam list if you did, but you theoretically could. For that $30 a month that you're paying, it's worth the not having to deal with the hassle that you will have to deal with if you try to send it out from your little server, from your computer. So just pay the $30 a month. You'll be happy for it. If you decide to start doing email marketing, I would suggest that you do email marketing at least once per week. Once, maybe twice per week. If you do any more than that, you run the risk that people are just going to consider that you're spam, whether they like you or not. If you do it any less than that, well, then you still kind of vanish off to obscurity, because think about your email. Do you read all of the email that you're sent from the different companies that you work with? A lot of times, people they just don't even look at it. They don't read it. They may read every third or fourth one. So if you don't send it at least once a week, there's a good chance that many of your good customers still will never actually see your email. So send it at least once a week, maybe twice per week. Whenever you do send the emails, try to make the emails relevant to the people. I know I get a lot of what I consider garbage email, not because I don't want to deal with the vendor, but because the vendor is always sending me all these table scraps that I don't want anything to do with. Instead of sending me information about their latest and greatest product that I really care about, they keep sending me all these clearance specials on products from 2 years ago that are already obsolete. I can buy 50 of them for $30, but I don't want to because they're obsolete. So when you're sending out your emails, try to make it relevant to your customers. Try to show them that you care about them, with tips and tricks. Maybe if you just find an interesting tidbit that you think your clients could use, send that out to them. If you do send out especially updates about your products or services, also make sure that they're really actually any good. 5% off sales, I don't know if anybody would care about. If you're trying to get rid of a product and you're giving it at 50% off, well, that obviously people will care about. If you're just saying, hey, here's a coupon for $2 if you spend $1,000, who knows if they'll actually care about that. Then you might get dumped in the spam bin. So that's the overall idea with email marketing. Right now, use a hosted solution, pay the $15, $30, $45 a month. It'll be worth your time and effort. Send emails at least once a week, maybe twice a week. Probably don't do twice a week unless you have people that really, really, really want your emails. And if you do all of those things, you should be pretty good. This is the first class in our email marketing series. We are going to have a class on how you yourself can send out email marketing, so you don't have to pay anybody, but that's its own little kettle of fish. And we're going to go into more of refining your email marketing campaign and really how to make it kick, how to bring in customers using your email marketing campaign. This is just the introduction. So I'll see you next time.